Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with something a little different today. I'm going to show you how I'm making my soaps. Now I have a few disclaimer. First of all, I apologize for the camera angle. I'm working on it. I'm not set up like I am in my scrapbook room, and if you're new to my channel, I don't usually make soap. I scrapbook, but I found soap about 5 months ago and I absolutely love it, and I have a few of my subscribers that asked if I could show them me making soap. Second of all, this is not a tutorial on how to make soap. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm a newbie, so if you're wondering about soap making, there are some amazing soap YouTube channels out there. One is Soaping 101 and the other one is the Soap Queen. But anyway, so the first thing I did is in my oils, which I have, in this one I have 5 different oils. I have olive oils, coconut oil, palm oil, sweet almond oil, and castor oil. And each of those oils have different properties to make your soap nice and smooth and cleansing and bubbly and all that good stuff. Then the second thing that I added was white kaolin clay, and that's to anchor the smell because I'm going to fragrance this soap. The third thing I added was some lye, and that's sodium hydroxide. And if you mix the lye and the oils, they go through a phase that's called emulsification, which it binds the oils with the lye. And then once the soap is emulsified and you let it sit for a bit, it goes through another process that's called saponification. And when that's done, you have some soap. Once you make soap like this, like once it's going to be done, it has to sit for 4 to 6 weeks to cure. Because when the lye, you mix it with water, and when you let it sit, the water evaporates, and what that does, it makes your soap bar hard, and then it won't dissolve as fast in the shower. So I mixed the whole thing up till it was emulsified and even to a light trace, and now I'm going to separate it in 3 different containers. I'm going to put some white, and that's titanium dioxide, and that's dispersed in water. And then I also have some brown and some gold. So my main batch is going to be brown, and the main reason for that is because the fragrance that I chose for today is called Butterscotch, and it has 10% vanillin, which means vanilla content. And what that means is it's going to turn my soap a dark brown. So I might as well roll with it and make the base brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to add any fragrance in the white and in the gold because it's just going to turn it color anyway. And believe me, the color is not pretty. So I pre-mixed my colors. They're called micas. And there's all kinds of different colorants. There's natural colorants. There's some oxides and micas. And like I said, mainly my channel is about scrapbooking. But I'm having so much fun making soap that once in a while, maybe a couple times a month, I'll upload videos on me making soap. Like I said, I'm going to fix the angle because I want it to be horizontally and not vertically like this, but I'm working on it. I'm pretty impressed with how much light there is and that kind of stuff. So next, I'm going to work on the camera angle. Now what I'm holding is a hand blender, and that is much needed for soap making. Because when you mix the oil with the lye, you have, like I said, you have to emulsify it. And how do you know when it's emulsified? It's when you don't see any oils on top. And you could do it stirring by hand, like with a whisk, but it would take a very long time. So this way, with the hand blender, it's a 2-speed hand blender, and within a minute or two, a couple minutes, it's emulsified and it's ready to go. Now, what I just added there was my fragrance, and like I said, I added, it's called Butterscotch. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Now, for now, I'm just doing my soap in this silicone mold. It's a 3-pound mold or a 10-bar mold, and it's from Crafter's Choice. And I added the brown first, and then I'm adding the gold and the yellow. And what I'm doing right now is called Drop Swirl. And it's working pretty good. You know, at the beginning, as you can tell, it's going into the soap. And then as it thickens, then it doesn't want to go in the soap anymore. So then I'm going to do something else to mix the color. You know, soaping, you can have all the plans that you want in the world, but once you've mixed that lye and the oil, it has a mind of its own. It's like a freight train. It's going towards saponification, and it's thickening, and there's not too much you can do. So it's not something that you can start and put aside for 15 or 20 minutes. Once you start, you gotta keep going. Another thing I should mention is that the lye is very caustic. It's very dangerous. When you mix the lye and the water, it goes up to about 190 degrees Fahrenheit, so super hot. So you have to make sure to be well geared. So I have gloves on, I have an apron, and I have some goggles. Now, I at first was soaping with long sleeves because that's what they suggest, but my sleeves were going into the soap, and I was getting lye burns that way. So it's actually safer for me not to have sleeves. So that's why I don't have the long sleeves. I'm just very careful. I make sure that I have no other distractions. I only, concentrate on what I'm doing at the time. My containers, I got them on Amazon, and they're all graded science level. So they're all safe to use with lye. I just bought my spatulas at the dollar store, but I just ordered some more on Amazon because I don't know if you can tell, but they separate, and I've had a few kind of fall off, and then the lye kind of splats towards you. So it's great to, I guess, to use at the beginning, but I don't know. I think I paid $20 for 6 of them. So it wasn't too bad, about $3 a piece. And they're all one piece, and I won't risk, attacking someone with my spatula. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm working on the top, and I kind of fill the top layer with the brown, and then I'm kind of doing lines with the yellow and the white. And then I'm going to do a certain technique on top. Now, I forgot to mention, but once I said that I had put the white and the yellow, and it was sitting on top. It was no longer a drop swirl. It was sitting on top. I did something called a spoon swirl, except I didn't use a spoon. I used the handle of one of my spatulas, and I just turned the soap so that it would create some movement inside the soap. Now, I took a stick, and I'm going back and forth on the soap, but first, before I did that, I slammed the soap down. And the reason I do that is, 1, it levels out the soap, but 2, it also makes it that there's no air bubbles in your soap. Now, I did back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all the way around, and then I went down one side and down the other, sort of about a quarter in of the soap, and that's called a Taiwan swirl. And it just does a cute little finish to your soap. I'll show you close up what it looks like on the top here in a few minutes. And I just want to say, this time around, I kind of, sped it up times 2. So this was 20 minutes in the making. A lot of soaping is prepping, and I am going to do some live as I'm making the soap, but at this particular time everybody was home and there was quite a bit of noise in the background, so it was just easier just to film it, and then I could kind of work on the angles and the lighting and all that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I plan on uploading one of these once in a while. Here are some pictures of the soap once it was cut up, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.